Hi, it's Lynn Shuck with Healing in Balance, and we're going to look at hanging with your arms, arm hangs. The most obvious and familiar exercise where one hangs from their arms, their hands, is hanging from a pull-up bar, a chin-up bar, and trying to lift your body weight up with your arms. Now, many of us don't have that strength, or we have shoulder injuries that impede us from being able to take the arms fully overhead. And we want to build that up gradually. It is important to add some kind of tensile load to the arms because we think of bone strength and muscle strength, and we often do a lot of weightlifting or putting weight on our hands, and that is one kind of strength, but the strength it takes to hang from your hands uses your muscles in a different way and loads the bones in a different way. So we want to find ways to do this, and around the house you want to make sure you're using a fixed object. You do not want to hang off furniture, it moves. I've learned this the hard way. So the kitchen sink is great. I'm using the deck railing. You may not have a deck railing, but I bet you have a kitchen sink. So if you hook your hand over the kitchen sink and step your feet closer to the kitchen sink, now you're using this arm and the hand to hang here. You're also using some core strength to be here, not a lot. Notice I'm not letting the hips sink out. I don't want to actually distort the spine. I want to make this be about the arms. So when we do this, we want to do this for about 30 seconds. Now you might start at 5 seconds and then build up. You can do this with 2 arms at a time. That's a good way to get started too. And if you're doing here, you could step your feet forward and lean back. You could, this one I would suggest, you could take your hips back, but notice I'm not going way back into a squat. My legs are straight, there's still curve in my back. I'm not getting into something rounded. You could hang that way. You could also turn away from the sink. Now I'm doing this one-handed, but I could do it two-handed. And here you have to watch that you're not sinking into your lower back. You're keeping the ribs in. So now we've added a little more core strength. Each one of those things, by changing my orientation to what I'm holding on to, changes the way this works in my arms, in my hands, in the bones, in the muscles. I could also change the height of what I'm hanging on to. Now you could use a door frame, you could use a tree, you could use a post or a railing. I'm going to use the post on the deck because I'm out on the deck, and I can grab up much higher. Again, I bring my feet closer to the bottom of what I'm holding on to, and I can lean out. And by taking my arm higher, I can feel that differently in my shoulder than if my arm is straight out shoulder height versus when I was down here at the height of the deck railing. So we've changed height, we've changed orientation of the torso, but you can also change orientation of the hand. Grabbing in this direction with my hand behind the pole, I'm slightly externally rotated. I could internally rotate, put my hand in the front of the pole, and that loads the muscles and bones differently again. And if I took that internal rotation lower or higher, that again changes the work. So you can find all kinds of ways. This railing I can actually grab under, and I could grab under to hang. You might not have that possibility, but maybe you could do that on a railing, on a stair railing or a banister. So look around your house, figure out what's stable, and it might not be at your house. It might be out walking the dog and you come across a stop sign and you hang off the stop sign while the dog's sniffing it. Lots of ways to do this. Try doing it 2-armed, but especially do it 1 arm at a time. You want to build that strength equally in both arms, and often when we do it with 2 arms, the stronger arm will take on more of the work because it can. So vary the height, vary the orientation of your torso, vary the positioning of your hand, that rotation of the arm, and build up slowly. Take your time on this, but put arm hanging into your day. It's really, really beneficial for lots and lots of reasons beyond what I've even said in this video. That's what I've got. Go.